Last time on SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z reviews, we had a look at the Krillin figure. Now we're gonna take a look at the Perfect Cell figure. Find out what happens today. So, what is going on, everybody? How's everyone doing today? I'm really glad I got this Cell figure. He cost me a pretty penny, but I'm glad I got this Cell figure in my collection. Cell has always been my favorite villain from the Dragon Ball Z series, and he is just a really awesome figure. Let me show you guys the packaging first, then we will get into the figure review. But he comes in the basic Dragon Ball Z Tamashii Nations Figuarts packaging right here. It says SH Figuarts Perfect Cell right there. At the bottom it says Funimation, Dragon Ball Z, Tamashii Nations, and Bandai. And then up there, Toei Animation. The boring bottom part just has the warning Perfect Cell right there also. On the top it says SH Figuarts Perfect Cell, Kamehameha. In the side of it, same thing, just a picture of a Cell right there. And then the other side of it is that really badass picture that I love that they put on these SH Figuarts figure packaging right here. The back of it right there says SH Figuarts Simple Style and Heroic Action. And it says Perfect Cell once again. And I don't know what the hell this says. What is it? Like, ring? I don't know what it means. I'm guessing maybe it's the sound of his wings. But if you would like to read the bio, pause it right now, because I'm not going to read it because there's way too much to read right there. But anyway, that's the packaging. Let's get into the figure review. Alrighty, now starting off with the accessories here. Cell comes with a really good amount of accessories. Not a lot like Trunks, but he comes with a decent amount of accessories. And I love the Kamehameha Wave Blast Effect part that he comes with. We'll start off with that first. Here's the ground piece that comes with it. Which is like the stand, I guess, for it. But it's painted and sculpted very nicely. You got a brown with darker browns in it, a little bit of black shading, just shading throughout the whole thing. It's sculpted very well. It's like the impact of the Kamehameha into the ground right there as it's shooting towards their enemy. But really cool looking right there. It also comes with this piece right here. And then the bigger part you peg into the bottom right there, like so. So then you got it like that. And then there's also these two pieces right here, which I think look really cool. Translucent, like bluish, yellow plastic right here. Really cool looking. Sculpted very well also. You get like rocks in it, or like clumps of dirt or something, which is really cool, because it's like that in the TV show. So that's pretty awesome. Tamashii Nations did that. Both of them are pretty much the exact same. So, and these peg into the sides. The sides right here, so you just peg it in like so, make sure it's pegged in. And then the same thing with the other side. Alright, so then you got it set up like that. See, that's just cool looking right there. And the last piece is the Kamehameha Wave effect right here, which looks really cool. The only thing, I wish it was more blue instead of white. As you see, it's white on the ends and white in the middle, and then there's a little bit of light blue right here. It really should be more blue with a little bit of white in it. So it's more of a white with a little bit of blue. So they got it backwards, but it doesn't bother me that much. But there's a little peg right here, and then you just peg it in right there. And then there you go. Badass looking Kamehameha Wave. So that's a really cool effect piece that Tamashii Nations included with this Cell figure. You could have Cell using it, you could have Gohan using it, you could have Krillin using it, or you could have Goku using it. You could have anybody who does the Kamehameha wave effect, you could have them using this right here. I said anybody doing the wave effect, the Kamehameha wave. But that's a really cool accessory that Tamashii Nations included with the Cell figure. He also comes with his crossed arms. And painted and sculpted very well. All these little dots all over, or these spots, they're all sculpted and painted individually, which is really awesome. I mean, you get shading throughout it as well. Purple around the elbows there. These are kind of a pain in the ass to peg in. If you have Piccolo and you pegged in his crossed arms, then you know that it's going to be a pain in the ass to do the Cell one also. But Cell looks so freaking badass once you have his crossed arms on. But he comes with that right there, and he comes with 3 interchangeable heads, or faces. He has 3 interchangeable faces. He's got this one right here, which is like the regular look that every DBZ character comes with. Let me focus a little better. There we go. Painted and sculpted very well. You got the yellow, the black, and the ear part. The purple right there. Really, really nice right there. And then he also comes with the yelling face sculpt right here. Get all like the wrinkles by his nose and stuff. Really, really good job by Tamashii Nations. And then he comes with my favorite face sculpt, which is the smirking smartass face sculpt. And the way you interchange it is very simple. You just pop the face off right there. And then you just peg it back in. And I think his head sculpts or face sculpts are the easiest ones to interchange. But really cool looking. And then he also comes with 8 hands. So he comes with a pair of open palm blast hands, which are sculpted and painted well. You can see where the knuckles are, the lines there. And there's shading on all the hands also. So there's the open palm blast ones. He also comes with a pair of fists. So that's cool. He also comes with a pair of the Kamehameha wave hands. Whoops. Sculpted and painted well also. And then he also comes with these hands right here. They're not the same. They're different, obviously. This one's weird. I mean, I think this is a martial arts stance for Cell with these hands. I'm not too sure, though. But it's cool that he comes with these extra hands also. But that is all the accessories for the Perfect Cell figure. Anyway, let's move on to some comparisons. Alrighty, so now for comparisons, the Cell figure stands at 6 inches tall to the top of his head. Then to the top of whatever the hell these things are called, he stands a little bit over 6.5 inches tall. Then over here we have the Krillin figure who stands at 4.5 inches tall. Over here we have the Android 18 figure who stands at 5 inches tall. Over here we have the Super Saiyan Goku figure who stands at 6.5 inches tall to the top of his hair. Then over here we have the Piccolo figure who stands at 6 inches tall. Then over here we have the Broly figure who stands over 9 inches tall to the top of his bloody hair. But there's some comparisons for you really quickly. Anyway, let's move on to the paint and sculpt. Okay, so now with the paint and sculpt, Tamashii Nations did an incredible job with this Cell figure. The paint and sculpt are just perfect, just like Perfect Cell. But all these little spots, like I said with the crossed arms, they're sculpted and painted like a darker green, which is really cool. I like how every single one is sculpted and painted. It's not just painted on like what Marvel Legends does, how they just paint stuff on and it looks like crap. But there's shading throughout the figure as well, here and there. Not too much, but you do see it here and there on the figure. I like this metallic black they used for Cell. All the black parts are like a metallic black, and I really like that they used a metallic black for that. You get the purple by like the elbows, the lower torso right there, the upper legs, around like the upper arms also. And the wings. The purple at the top of the wings, and the rest is the metallic black. Painted very clean, this figure. Show you guys a closer look at the head sculpt. But I really like how it's all sculpted and painted all the individual spots. I really like how that they did that. This Cell figure is just amazing. Awesome freaking figure right here. Metallic black at the top of the head right there. The torso area. This is sculpted right there. Even the lines are right there, sculpted. Same right there. And the arms. I mean, this is all sculpted too. See a little bit of paint shading throughout the figure, just a little bit. I mean, it's not heavy with the paint shading, it's very light. And the legs, that metallic black. And the feet look pretty cool. It's yellow, and then they have, these are sculpted also, these little lines right here. Yeah, are they? Yeah, they are. Really cool looking figure. The paint is just clean, it's perfect, and the sculpt is perfect also. Tamashii Nations, like I said, did an incredible job with this Cell figure. But let's move on to the articulation now. Alright, so for Cell's articulation, his head can look up that much, but then with the neck articulation it can look up that much. Then it looks down that much, then with the neck articulation you can get him to look down a little bit more. His head can swivel left and right and spin in a full 360, and then he has the head pivot, and then with the neck can pivot a little bit more as well. So he has great head and neck articulation. His wings also have articulation as well. They can move up, and then down, and then side to side, and then it's got a pivot as well. So that's cool. There's articulation on the wings. And then the waist and torso, there's 3 points of articulation. There's one right here, and then one right there, and then at the waist. And then also, if you want to get better articulation, you could pop the waist up to get better range of motion. Whoops, there goes Cell's head. But you can get better range of motion with popping them up at the waist right there. So they can look back about that much with all the points of articulation, which is really good. And then you could look forward or move forward about that much, which is also really good. And they can all swivel. This is where you get the least amount of swivel at the top part. The middle one, you get a pretty decent amount of swivel right there, but you get the best at the waist right there. And then they could all pivot also. So really great range of motion of articulation right there in the torso, upper and lower torso area. These things right here on his shoulders, they are on a hinge so they can move up and down. He has the great the armpit joint right there. Really great range of motion right there, up and down, and move all around however you want it. The shoulder joint can go up about that much, which is really, really good. They go up and down, and they can spin in a full 360. He has the bicep swivel right there, the double jointed elbows, and they hide the elbow joint really well right there. His wrist can swivel, and you can move it all around because it's on a ball joint right there, which all the Dragon Ball Z figure arts have the ball joints. But for the legs, you get the really cool Tamashii Nations articulation at the legs right there. You can pop them down so you get better range of motion, and Cell can kick forward really, really well. Then they move to the back, 90 degrees. If you want him to kick out to the side, push his leg back in because you get better articulation when you pop his leg back in, because if you have it down and out, this piece gets in the way of the hip right there, so do that. And then he has the swivel right there at the upper thigh, or by the hip. And then he has the double jointed knees, and they hide, he's got his kneecap right there, they hide the point of articulation, which is pretty cool. And then for the ankles, they can swivel left and right, they hinge down a little bit and up a bit, and then he has really pretty good pivot as well. And then he has the toe articulation. This piece down at his ankle hinders his ankle articulation, but he still has pretty decent ankle articulation. He actually has great articulation for a Cell figure. Tamashii Nations really knocked this one out of the park. They made the perfect Cell figure perfect. This is a perfect figure. I highly, highly recommend this Cell figure. I bought mine for $165, which is a lot of money. And I have a feeling Tamashii Nations will never reissue this Cell figure. So if you don't have it and you want to get it, I really say you should get it now, because he's going up to $200. Some places he is already $200. I say check Amazon. He's on there between, I guess, $170 to $180 right now, so check Amazon. Also check eBay. People sometimes sell them a little bit cheaper on eBay, so you may have luck there. If not, always check agelessgeeks.com. If you check there, my buddy Alex always has great prices on these Dragon Ball Z Figuarts. Like the Cell one, he sells them a lot cheaper than eBay and Amazon, so check agelessgeeks.com. But the Cell figure overall, I highly recommend it if you collect these figures, Dragon Ball Z ones. You definitely need Cell in your collection. He comes with a great amount of accessories, and he comes with some awesome accessories, especially that Kamehameha Wave Blast Effect piece. He has incredible articulation, and the paint and sculpt is just perfect. It's a great figure, and you need to own this figure and have it in your collection. Definitely one of my favorite Dragon Ball Z figures. But anyway, guys, that is my review of the SH Figuarts Perfect Cell figure. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you don't like it, you can go beep yourself. And I will have my Android 16 figure next week. So look out for my review of the Android 16 figure. I cannot wait to get that figure. This Friday or Saturday, I'm going to have the review of the Revoltech R2-D2 figure. But I can't wait for the Android 16 figure. Look out for that review next week. Alright, everybody, I'll see you later. What is going on, everybody? How's everyone doing today? Today we're going to be taking a look at the SH Figuarts Perfect Cell figure. Like I said, the figure cost a much. What the fuck? The Cell figure stands 6 and... Fuck. Over here we have the Super Saiyan... Fuck, I almost forgot who the hell Goku was. And over there on the top it says Perfect Cell and then Kamehameha and SH Figuarts on the side, the top of the side right there, whatever. Never mind, fuck.